going on, man? Heard you're interested in a new phone. Well, the new phone I think you have some questions about is the Galaxy Note 5. So it's been a pretty slick device for me recently. I really do like a lot of things about it. You know, come on, let's walk and talk about it. I know you got some questions here. So look at the Galaxy Note. First thing you notice, obviously, is a 5.7-inch display. Nice Quad HD display. They bumped up the PPI and it looks really, really nice. But really, you'll notice also is the premium build quality. So they've gone away from the plastic designs and they've gone more into a kind of all glass and metal design, as you can kind of see right here. It provides much more premium feel. It's a little slick sometimes when kind of holding it. You got to be a little careful, but kept a pretty good grip. It does have curves, if you can see here. And there, it does have a couple of curves right there, which is pretty cool. Helps sort of relax in the hand a whole lot better than you would think. So it's nice and has a really good kind of overall good feel with it. But you do notice, being this is all sealed off device, a couple of things that you're missing on this is the ability to have a movable battery and the ability to add micro SD card storage. Two things which I'll talk about a little bit later as I kind of talk to you about this device. I know you got a lot of questions here about it, but you can see pretty nice overall. It's got some packets of power with a nice Samsung Exynos processor on it, octa-core speed, 4 gigabytes of RAM, which I'll show you in the software section. Actually, let's jump to that right now. Let's go take a seat and I'll show you some of the cool little software tricks that the Note 5 has. All right, man, let's take a closer look here at my Galaxy Note 5. So first thing I want to show you is a cool feature that the S Pen can do. First of all, the S Pen, you notice, is really flush on the bottom here, and it's actually a button that clicks right out, and it kind of clicks it out and pops it out. Now, when I do that with the screen off like this and slide it out, you're going to see a cool little sort of a note thing sort of showed up here. It's a nice dark screen. You might not be able to see it too well, but basically I can take a quick note. So if I want to take a quick note and say, if I spell that L, if I spell the L right, I don't know what that is. Let's go ahead and erase that off. There we go. Go back to typing. As you can see there, you can type that relatively quickly, or write it rather relatively quickly, what's called a quick note. And then I just hit save, and it saves it automatically without even me needing to go into the, I need to unlock the phone. Pretty cool there. I'll swipe this up in here. So we have typical TouchWiz running Android 5.1 on here. Typical stuff that you normally see with it, but there's actually some cool extra stuff with the S Pen. So when you hit the button here, it brings up the air commands and kind of pops up into this little sub menu. And within here, you can choose the different actions. You can actually, what's even cool is you can actually put up your own shortcuts as well too. So if we go into here, we go into settings, we can actually change the shortcuts to what we want them to be. So if I want it to be S-Note, OneNote, and Word, which is what I have set now, but if I want to take that out and I want to add, let's say, I don't know, let's add a random application, such as maybe Instagram, I want to add that. It'll add Instagram in there. Or if I want to add, let's say, quick access to my files or something like that. So I just add my files there. And I hit back there again. As you can see, it adds it there simply and pretty easily there, and you can just tap it, access it really quickly. So it's kind of nice that it has that. Another cool feature here that I really like about the S Pen here, it says we'll go into actually the internet browser here, and we'll actually go into, we'll use the basic one instead of Chrome for this one here, since I already hit that. Go to my favorite website, BWOne.com. Have it loaded up here, and as you can see here, it's a long page, and let's say I want to take a screenshot of this entire page. Just tap on here, and you go to screen right, take the screen capture, and let's say I want to do a scroll capture, which is a little icon here at the bottom. Tap that, scroll down, and I can hit capture more. We'll go all the way to the bottom here, see how far we can go. All right. We'll hit done, and now capture that entire image right there that you can sort of write on and stuff. So it's pretty cool they kind of added that, you can see. Really nice, it's going to be useful for capturing pretty much like that sort of long screen or anything that you want to add extra to it. So you can share it, save it in the gallery. We'll go ahead and save this into the gallery like that. Bada bing, bada boom, it's done. So those are two cool things that they kind of added on here with it. Your typical TouchWiz software is also installed. They have little rounder corners on the apps. You have your app drawer here. I mean your app folders here, app drawer right here on the side, which still kind of weirdly doesn't automatically put things through A through Z unless you hit sort A through Z, then it does that. But even after that, if you add an application, it still adds it pretty much to the end right here. So a nice way to organize things around if you need to. You can swipe down, you swipe away. You can see your typical icons there at the top. All the stuff you normally would see inside TouchWiz. And the performance on it is pretty fast and pretty solid for the most part. I haven't had any real slowdowns. I've been able to play games. I've been able to pretty much put it to task. I have about a few email accounts, social media, and all this sort of stuff inside of it. And I've been able to kind of keep this thing cooking without running into too many different problems. Now, one of the other things that you might be wondering about is battery life. Now, battery life on this thing is actually really good. I've been able to get about 16 hours on this. It's about as good as my Note 4, even just a little bit better. So even with that sealed off battery that's inside of here, you don't have to worry too much, as you're still gonna get pretty solid battery life on the Note 5 here. So don't worry about that too much. Now, the next thing you might be asking here is the camera, which we're going to get into, and you're going to see how good the camera really works overall. And this is pretty much one of the best cameras you're going to find on an Android phone. Let's go ahead and snap up some pictures. Come on. It's a 16 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization and a new thing called video stabilization as well, a VDIS. Supposed to help with that when walking around, but basically you have the same simple interface. You just snap a picture just like that. Pretty cool. Snap another picture here. It's pretty nice. You do have your options of HDR. We can turn it on or off. We have flash, a timer. We can choose a different resolution from 16 all the way down to 2.4 megapixels, which I have no idea why you would shoot that, but you can if you want to. And also, you have different modes too, which is cool. You have this Pro mode. So the Pro mode, it's a little bit more enhanced than before, but I wish I had a little more options. But here, this is where you can customize your shutter speed a little bit. You can adjust for cloudiness or a bright day. You can adjust your Kelvin on the fly if you want to. You can set everything back to auto if you want to do that. It's pretty standard to like, if you just want to leave it like that. You want to adjust your white balance for a cloudy day. Depending on how you want to take the shot, you can snap the shot like that. They have custom things you can use as well too. Just here, here, and here. Pretty nice. But that's if you want to go in the Pro mode. Now it saves a raw file. I'll actually show you this in the settings. It'll actually save a raw file. So the reason you'll want to save that raw file is if you're going to edit it in a little more professional editor, you're going to actually use that to get all the data, get everything into that one picture instead of the compressed JPEG that you normally get. And you can take a look here between all the settings that we have, all the options. You can have autofocus turned on or off. Now autofocus on or off. And video stabilization now technically only works, this is the rear facing camera, so this is 4K resolution. You can do down to 1080 60p. But you can also do regular full HD, and that's when you can turn on stabilization right here if you want to use that. Same thing with the front-facing camera, which we'll gladly switch quickly to. I got myself in a bit of a selfie here, but you can kind of see here, even with this, in this mode, we can go and you have a 5 megapixel camera, and you have the same video options and gesture controls as well too, right there. And video stabilization is pretty much the same way. You drop it down to full HD, you'll be able to use that as well too. That's pretty cool to be able to kind of switch between different modes like that. And overall, very good camera. Video quality is excellent. I'll show you a couple of sample videos that I have on my channel. You can check those out. Daytime and nighttime, I shot in 4K and 1080p, 60 frames per second. It all looked really, really good. Also, we also did some stuff with the front-facing camera a little bit as well too. We also took some great photos, daytime and at nighttime. Nighttime, obviously, it's okay. It's pretty good. It's better than most cameras. I would definitely say you want to look at having some type of lighting in there for low light situations, just to make sure the camera does look a little bit better. But the image does look a little bit better when you're taking a shot. But overall, the camera is some of the best you're going to see here on Android. So I would say probably the only disappointment I probably have with the Note 5 would be that it doesn't have the ability to add storage to it. You're limited to 32 gigabytes. Considering that this is the power phone out there and you're gonna be taking probably a lot of video footage, a lot of pictures, you're gonna run out of storage pretty fast. There's obviously cloud options and there's like USB, micro USB storage options, but overall that's pretty disappointing. I kind of feel that's my biggest caveat. I would say if you are a storage junkie, you might want to stick to your Note 3 or your Note 4 or anything that has a micro SD card, because you're losing on the end with this. But battery life, even with the non-removable battery, is pretty solid with it. Software is pretty good. Overall, great experience. What you expect out of a Note. They've kind of stepped it up a little bit more on the premium side of things with the materials. Overall, very, very good. So hopefully this helped you with your buying decisions, you know. And if you have any more questions, just let me know, speak down, just give me a holler, you know, shoot me a text or something, and I'll be able to answer those for you. So as I always like to say, make sure to live your tech world in high definition.